All right. This show gonna be crazy, yo. You'll laugh so much. This show gonna be stupid. Wait till you. I got this lineup for y'all, man. I got this lineup for y'all, man. This joint funny as hell, man. What a night. What a night. What a night. Gambling nights, man. You let it go. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Gambling Nights, episode 18. And I don't gotta even say it. It's been said, it's been across the internet. Your favorite uncle doing nasty things. Doing nasty things out here. Now I don't got the video, but we got meme after joke after joke. So I'm gonna be dropping jokes as we continue to talk about this, talk about his reaction and how we went about it. I thought that was really interesting on the Nightcap on how we handle it, how Ocho even handled it himself as well. Thought that was a really interesting dynamic of how they did that and how they broke it out. Didn't even think about the bigger picture of it myself because it was just such a shocking thing. Then, so many jokes came behind it. You didn't even think about the repercussions and the consequences that could come with that. So I think that's really important. We also are talking about Jordan Mason and his mess up as a rookie. We're talking about did Tom Brady, was he kind of good? Was he not? And I have a new perspective in the Tyreek Hill video that not a lot of people have seen yet because we saw the one video and now this other video from the other cam came out. So I think that's really interesting as well. So if you guys are new to the show, this is Gambling Nights. I'm Moss Money. That's my guy. That's my right hand man. The Lord of Teasers. Be humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? What's up, man? This is a hell of a week, hell of a day. I mean, jeez, there's a lot to talk about. But before we get started,
Yeah.
obviously today is it's a memorable day, unfortunately, in history of the United States of America. So those that lost their lives in 9/11, 2001, obviously our prayers stay with you.
Yes.
I think we learned a lot. We were kid. I was a freshman in college when it happened,
I
so
was
we've
too.
learned a lot. You know what I mean?
I
So
was
we
in
learned a lot from
Connecticut.
them.
So Connecticut's close to New York. Shit
Yeah.
was shut down.
hmm So obviously, we want to let them know we're thinking about the families and the people that lost, and obviously we've grown as a country, and just wanted to say that first.
Yeah, I think so too. I will give a quick 10 seconds of silence to remember those who were lost during that time. We will never forget 9/11. I remember that. I remember calling my mom and talking about you are because it was words they was coming to Philly and it was doing damage in Philly. So yeah, pretty crazy. Good call on starting the show like that. I forgot all about that. So into what's going on else.
So much.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So with that being said, if you're new to the show, thank you for joining. This is Gambling Nights. This is a take on what we look at from pop culture, from sporting things. We try to get as many gambling stories we can, but football is the gift that keeps on giving, and the internet is the gift that keeps on giving. So we kind of have so many stories to talk about, but we stay in sports and what's going on in the world of sports. We try to pull as many gambling stories as we can, but today going to be all about Uncle, your favorite uncle, or maybe not your favorite uncle anymore. I'm dropping meme after meme after meme after meme until you're sick of it. I'm not going to play the audio because I think we've all heard it already, right? So I don't need to hear that. it's like listen to. I mean, we don't need to listen to it. We don't need to listen to it. But with that being said, you know what I mean?
Damn, Unc.
Damn, Unc. Damn, Unc. Here. You're
That's the
out here.
same thing. I'm telling you, that was my reaction when I heard that, bro. It was like everything they've been talking about on the Nightcap. Salute to that podcast, man. They're doing great things. But everything they talk about, and then the transition is just, it's like putting the picture or more our ears to what he's been talking about. So man, that's how I was like, damn, that shit was great.
Don
Boy.
breathing hard, huh? No, he wasn't breathing hard. He was like this. This is how he breathing.
Oh man.
Hey, you gonna take that? You put that? Yeah, you want
He
that?
said, he said that's my. He said that's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. Oh man, hey, you out there, man? Listen,
Yeah,
I know today was an embarrassing day,
that's old school too.
but you held
It's
it
old
down,
school.
man.
Unc out here doing old school work. Old school work. Unc got finished and hit him with this.
Oh, boy. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Unc.
Hey, he the realest one, man. He the realest
one.
there, man.
Now we got some more jokes, so don't worry. We got more coming. But let's be serious. Now, when they went on live, because I watched Nightcap hour before we were getting ready for this show. And the first thing that I thought about, he gonna capitalize on this, which he did. He had his little, I think the roll, whatever. This is the red pill. It ain't the blue pill. It's the red pill. You know what I mean? He got the pill. Talking about I took one in the morning. There was no boa jiving when I walked in.
He was ready to go.
Right? She knew what time it was. As soon as we walked in, she said, I don't got time for it. You know why I'm here. You know why you here. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming that pill was kicked in and he was ready to rock and roll.
He was ready to roll.
He was ready to roll.
See that grin on his face? He was ready to go.
But the thing that I didn't take into account, as much success as they've had over the different outlets, his liquor, ESPN, the light that it shines on him at this point, and not so much a positive light that kind of be shining. So what was your thought? Did you watch the Nightcap episode? I'm assuming you did.
I did.
What was your thoughts on how he responded in terms of, in that regard? Because it was more like the way he said he cried, it was more embarrassing. And my thought is that, damn, I kind of like this kind of fucked me over. Like I got fucked up. I could lose a lot right here because I built so much here, and I could lose a lot after that 1 minute and 16 seconds.
of amazing moments.
Right. 1980s porn.
That's what it was with the fuzzy screen. It was like, what's happening out there? But it sounded like something was going on for real.
For real.
Man, you know what? Tell you the truth, I'm gonna be real with you. I thought that until we started speaking about it, I thought it was funny. I tuned in because I thought it was gonna be hilarious. I just wanted to tune in.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be funny too.
Yeah, just talk that stuff because usually the Nightcap, he talks like that. Like, from what I heard today, obviously nobody meant to hear that or wasn't for people's ears to hear, but he kind of talks about that when he's talking to Ocho Cinco. I remember talking about, how he got the train coming through and all this other stuff. So he kind of talks in that way. So it wasn't like a surprise, but I understand when he started talking how he felt emotionally, how he felt embarrassed because it was an intimate moment for him to be exposed, for the world to see, for it to spread now, probably forever. For the memes, stuff. So he's never going to get that.
Face wasn't lying. This joint ain't never going away. It'll always be there. Never.
So that privacy part, I understand where he's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like he feels like crap. Plus he has to explain to his people, his kids. The great thing about it, the man's single. He can do what the hell he want. You know what I'm saying?
See, I thought he should have lived in it more.
I
felt like he didn't own it more.
That let me know more about Shannon, though, the person. That let me know that he really cares.
It did
about his privacy. and
Yeah.
not being exposed in that light because he represents so many other people. But I don't think anything was wrong with it. I think, like you said, everybody does it. It just so happens that his was caught on camera or on video or on audio
Yeah.
and unattended. So it made it a little bit more risque. And then it's coming from him, who's this polarizing figure. But it's not like he's this holy man. Not like he's this, he's claims to be this church going guy. No, he from what it sounds like that's who he is when he's in his privacy. So I'm okay with it, man. I don't have no problem with it. He was a little tired.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
I just want to know though. I just want to say he did sound like he was putting in that work, like he was a little gassed a little bit. But he said, "Listen, I may walk slow, but my hips is fine."
Yeah, he looked back. He said, "You see me? If I turn to the side, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. I turn to the side. My doctor said this hip is good. He said it's good 50 years after I'm gone.
He said it's good. Hey, salute.
Ocho said at least it wasn't no Michael. It was a Michelle.
It was a Michelle. He did say that. He definitely did. That'd have been crazy though. Now that would have been drama.
I don't even know if I could go live on that.
Could you even imagine that?
Oh my God.
But hey, listen, salute the Unc, man. He was just doing his midday fun. We've all been there. And yeah, man. It sounded like he was handling his business. I ain't gonna hold you. It sounded like she was having a good time. So he was they was having a good time. So it's like nobody came out disappointed.
He was talking to her and she was with it.
She was with it. So
she was with it. And then a lot of breathing though.
I'll say this: it could have been worse. That's what it sounded like.
a lot of heavy breathing. No. At first, I thought it was a third person. So I'm like, he's talking and it's breathing at the same time, and I hear her. I'm like, oh, is there another cardio? Person?
He said, "I know you lift. You got to work on your cardio, though. You got to work on that cardio." So, but yeah, man. Salute to Shannon Sharpe, man.
Yeah. So Don, so does ESPN suspend him? See, and
Hell
I think
no,
they're not going to suspend him, but I think that's. I think that's where the humidity.
For what? For what?
Yeah.
What? Did he intend to do that? No, he wasn't publicly out here doing it. He was in his own privacy, his own home. It so happened that something kicked in. No.
I don't know. That's kind of heavy though. Like the way they went live. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got to hit a couple buttons to go live.
Why are you suspending him though? Like, what is ESPN going to do by what are they going to say?
Yeah.
Like, what would be the reason that? No, go on TV on Monday because he's only there 2 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week. If he needs to express himself, they can just move on. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs to talk about that.
Now, but the good thing, so there's a good and bad thing with this. The good thing is now you're gonna have a little bit more female eyes on you.
Oh, for sure. They want to know.
For sure. They're gonna want to know if it's for real.
What she was talking about sound pretty.
The stallion might come back now. Because when he was talking that stuff to Megan.
He said he's ready. He said he's ready. Yeah, he got them little pills. He's good to go.
Yeah, the stallion might not come back. Now, if he get the stallion, we're gonna see this video pop up.
T.O. said that girl sound familiar. That was crazy.
Is when you lay your head on that pill at night. No, I gave you everything I had.
You did.
I gave you everything I had.
He sure did. He gave her everything. He gave her everything he had. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
I love Ocho with the t-shirt ideas. I love it. They would sell out crazy.
I definitely would buy it. That's my Michelle nightclap. I definitely would. That's definitely a t-shirt.
Y'all know Stephen A. He's gonna have got some jokes coming, as he should. See, that's and
it's a funny moment.
It's a funny moment, and I actually commend Ocho for knowing when to pick his spots. Mm-hmm. Because if that was us, and you was a boy, you wouldn't live.
Burn it up.
That's
why I was a little confused too, because Ocho kind of came off a little serious, like how upset he was. I'm like, why are you so upset, my man?
Yeah.
He's just doing his own thing. It just so happened like he meant to do it. That's what I thought I missed. I thought he meant to go live or he went to do something inappropriate. But what happened was Unk got on Ocho Cinco just a few days ago. They was going to have like they were about to break up. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, hey, you done kicked me in the butt, and then look at you this next 2 days later. So I
Yeah,
get that.
see, I wouldn't let him live. I
But
wouldn't.
yeah,
If I was Ocho, I'm not letting you live, dog. Ain't no way. If we came on here, right, and we use our usual getting stuff together, getting our video, getting our auto mic, so we go about 5 minutes late. But if I came on here like 20, 30 minutes late,
yeah,
and you came on here and chewed me out, you got every right to be.
right,
I'm the
right, right.
host. I should be here first. I should be ready to go. But if the next week, if we come on Wednesday lives, because we on Wednesday lives at night, baby, make sure you
Mhm.
hit that subscribe button. If we come on Wednesday live, and your joint is and I don't see you in the picture, but I hear good
Some clapping happening.
clapping.
I'm like, oh
Oh
shoot,
boy, I'm
oh
hitting
shoot.
record. I'm hitting record all day. You better
Mm.
be good with your mic game out there, because if you say something funny, oh,
That's
you
the
know what I
funniest part, man. Hey,
mean?
once
And
again,
I hope
salute
you know you're recording
to Shannon.
yourself, because then that's when you can get real funny. Play to the crowd.
Salute to him, man. Hey, he owned it. He owned it. I don't think ESPN suspends him. I don't think you should do that. I think you should let this thing ride. It is what it is. Is life. People do it, and let's keep it moving, man. It was funny, a funny Wednesday. That's all it was. Hey, you probably gonna get more ratings on Monday just because of it. I think he had over like 200,000 streamers at that time. He
Yeah,
probably will
it
hit a
was so
million.
smart to go live.
Yeah.
It's so
So
smart to go live. They should capitalize it, and it looks like he already did, because I mean, I guess the company hit him up. I don't know if that sponsor was there before this night, but he got a new sponsor with them pills, whether he was taking them or not, or whatever the deal was, or they called out his marketing team.
probably today. Probably today.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same
So
time, I don't think he was capping. I don't think Shannon he needs to do that. I don't think nothing he's touched has been failing for him to have to stretch like that. You know what I'm saying? You involve another person. He put her name out there. I mean, obviously it was not purposely. So
I mean, everybody know her name. So
yeah, but that's because he said it. I'm sure if he wanted to be on some bullshit, he wouldn't say nobody's name. He was really getting it in, man. That boy was you heard him. That is real. Nobody can
yeah.
mimic that sound unless you about knee deep up in, you know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
that's
that's what he said he was. I thought there was gonna be a little bit more jokes, but they kind of kept it as professional as they could, and actually commend them dudes for doing it the way they did it. Like you said, you saw a side of Shannon, the human
mm,
being that most people don't see, and he owned it. Like he said, stepped in, like his brother said, stepped in front of the gun and took the shot. So the jokes will nonstop. If you're his boy and you bang with Unc like that, man, I'm calling, I'm FaceTiming every chance I get. He won't live for the rest of his life
mm.
for that. Honey Pack Fitness sponsor him. Don says, no, I never. You ever use the honey packs? I heard about them. I never even use them.
No,
Don, you ever use a honey pack?
I'll
Anybody out
use
there
them.
ever use a
I'll
honey
use them
pack?
if I need to in the future, but not right now.
Yeah, anybody use a honey pack? I ain't never use them. I know they be out, especially in the black community. They be either in the corner store, the rhinos,
Hell no, I ain't touching that shit.
1,000 times 8,
No,
white
sir.
rhino, black rhino. The poppy stores know. I mean, all right, that's all in
But
good fun.
whatever Shannon had, I might have to see what that's about. That boy was
Yeah,
getting it in.
yeah,
I
right.
might.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
She was going crazy.
Yeah, yeah. He was talking, probably looking. Oh man, that's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. All right, we got some more stories to talk about. Then we gave Shannon Sharpe enough time here. Let's stay in the football realm, man. The GOAT himself, Mr. Time, Brady, made his broadcast debut. Now, during the first week, they usually have Red Sky for free. So I was watching Red Sky. I didn't really watch this game that much, but I did see clips and stuff on Twitter and stuff. And I did hear him. And my take from it is that it's going to take time. He's going to get his footing. He's not a natural as you would think he was just because of his knowledge of the game. But I also think his partner's trash too. You know what I mean? Like when he talks, he sounds like he can talk football with people who know and talk football. He can't talk football with somebody who's there just because they're a voice and a kind of color commentator. You know what I mean? Because that's how they match him, right? It's always the common commentator and then like the football guy who knows the X's and O's.
Yeah.
And it seems like he needs another football guy to really talk. Because when he's talking to coaches or talking to other players, it seems like he's a lot more comfortable and flow and how he talks when he flows. But this one, it was shaky though. I ain't gonna hold you. It didn't sound too good. I ain't go. That's 300 million right there too.
300 million. I don't know if it was worth 300 million. I'm not going to hold you. Like I said, I think this is what I got from it. Some people, you need a voice. You need to have a voice to
Yeah.
be able to grasp the audience, especially when you're not being seen. I think Tom Brady needs to be seen. You get what I'm saying? I think he'd be good on like NFL Insider, NFL Films. I think he needs to be seen to grasp the audience. But him just in his voice doesn't come off strong enough. It's not intriguing enough. And then at the same time, obviously, this is his first game, so he's going to grow into it. But it was like I don't think he realized how long the broadcast goes, so he's losing traction on what to talk about, and it just started going like a little bit blank throughout the commentating throughout the game. So unfortunately, I don't know if this is a fit for him. I think there's a space for him to be seen and talked to because we can kind of engage with him. Obviously, he's a nice looking guy, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to capture the audience on that on the appearance first. But then when you talk to him, he talks direct. And he knows what he's saying. But during the game, it just didn't sound good at all. I was not impressed, and it was more the voice to me that was like
Yeah, I didn't like his voice.
the
I
voice
didn't. Yeah. It didn't sound like it just
is
I don't know,
dry.
man. It's something off. Like
It's
trying
dry,
too hard.
super dry. When I was watching the Friday night game, that was streamed on what the hell was a Peacock, and I'm like, oh my god, do I gotta listen? I gotta watch this game listening to these two people talk.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing about all these streaming networks. Who's going to be commentating? You know what I mean? That's really a part of the game. The commentators are seriously a part of watching football. Really is, and it
No,
takes
it
a
is.
talent. It takes a talent to do it.
It
Just so
does.
hap- yeah. Just so happens that Tony Romo was able to do it. Even Greg Olson, he was really good at it. You know what I mean? Just had
Yeah,
a voice to
Olsen was
do it. He's
good.
funny. Tom's not funny. Tom's not a funny guy. He's not funny.
No, he's not. He's not.
So
And I don't
there's
I don't
nothing
like
light.
his voice. I actually I
Yeah.
don't like I don't like his voice in that setting. I can hear him talk like you said on like, you know, he just needs to be not in a suit and tie and his, a golf shirt and some slacks, like kind of how like the Mannings do it. Like he's just chilling and he's just
Seen. He needs to
talking.
be seen. Put him on TV.
Yeah,
You put him on
like it's
TV, I'm
just
tuning in. You put him on TV, I'm tuning in. I
what
want to
was
know what
that
he's talking
deal? It was
about.
300 million and what?
Shit, I don't know. It gotta be ain't 1 year. I know that.
Yeah, 300 million. Man, I don't know. That was it. That was shaky. But I mean, so what is he's on Fox and he's going to be on what the marquee games every Sunday? Is that the deal or
I
do
don't know
we
what the
even know?
situation is. I know he was on a game of the week this week. I don't know how fast they're gonna make this move, depending on what the ratings are. Because it's all about ratings for Fox. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, people going whether they hate you or they like you, people going to still tune in because of who he is, and then they want him to fail. You know what I mean? They're going to vote. You know what I mean? They want him to fail. So, um, you know, I've always been a Tom Brady fan, but I'm not a fan of him in this light right now. So
Yeah, commentating. It's
yeah,
not it right
yeah.
now.
So we got 112 people on here, man. Y'all out there, y'all know what to do.
Appreciate y'all.
Holla at your boys. Gambling nights. We be popping at night, man. Y'all, we don't got nothing else better to do.
Facts.
Talk some shit
Facts.
about what's
Drink
going on. What's
drink some
going
liquor.
on in the world? What's going on in the world? All right, let's skip to another funny story that you actually brought up. Actually, you kind of brought up all these stories, except for the Shannon Sharpe one.
I was in my bag on Monday. I definitely
Yeah,
was. It
you
was
was. Yeah,
they were
you had
coming.
you had you had things ready to go. Um, let's talk about Jordan Mason and the whole 49ers fiasco.
Mm.
And then Jordan Mason really, the CMC screw up. And should they get fined? Let's look at the before video and then the after video after he knew he kind of fucked up. Is that too low?
Yeah, let's run it back.
Yeah, I think that's the loudest I can make it. So pretty much, y'all, if y'all can't hear that, after the game, he had a great game. Shout out to Fantasy, use my handcuff, obviously. Um, that he had over 100 yards, looked good,
140. Look
yeah,
real
and
good.
then scored a touchdown. Had I think he caught a pass or two, and that Shanahan offense, it's so running back friendly. Regardless, he had a great game, and they asked him, how'd you prepare, what was ready, and he said, I knew by Friday, and it's a Monday night game, but he knew by Friday he was going to play. But everybody knew, just like I found out, CMC was a late scratch
Late scratch.
Monday, like an hour before the game. So this is him after he found out he fucked up.
When did you find out that you'd be in the starting lineup?
That question right there is why I'm at. That's why I don't like really talking to media, because you say one thing wrong, and then
Well, nigga, you ain't never talked to me then. Let's keep it down. Yeah, rookie, bro. Like, what you talking about?
I don't know. Just skip that question.
Just skip that question.
So he in the doghouse for sure, obviously, but there's nothing he can do. A lesson he can learn from him. But like I said, you brought up the story. How, the way they manipulated the rules or whatever, however they did it from the injury reports and stuff like that, messing with the Jets to make sure, even though they beat the Jets' ass. What are your thoughts on this? With the 40 whiners about how they handled this, and do you think there should be a significant fine from them?
100%. Absolutely. I think it should be a fine. Right? Because it's not just right now, the NFL is more than just the game itself right now. It's expanded to them being in bed with gambling sites, fantasy sites, all that stuff. So
Facts.
if you're going to be in the mingles of all that stuff and you're representing and advertising that thing, then you need to be on top of your injury report. So if you're holding out injuries, obviously they knew that CMC was not going to go on Friday when he said he learned he was supposed to be the starter. And then y'all gave him a late scratch on Monday. That means people had to scramble to figure out their bets. People had to scramble to get their prop bets. People had to drop things off their books. Like that's all part of the NFL now. Don't tell me, oh, that's gambling. No, it's all a part of the NFL. So they should be fined. You need to be up to date with your injury report. It didn't just happen that day. That was real late, bro.
It was like an hour or two before the game. I was like, damn, he's out? Like,
Hmm.
that's crazy. And like he's got tendonitis in like his calf or something crazy
Yeah,
just going on.
I don't know what it was. But at the end of the day, I think they should be fined. I think they should investigate as NFL to figure out when he was notified that he wasn't going to be a go, and they should be fined. And it's a lesson learned for everybody, especially the organization. Just my opinion. I knew when he said that he fucked up because I was watching it live. I was like, oh, I sent you that email, like, that text,
Yeah.
like, yo, Mason fucked up because he wasn't
What
supposed to say
do
that.
you think this fine is going to be? Like, is he going to be like minimum, or you think it should be
I don't know what
like
the rules of withholding injuries are. I don't know what that fine
okay?
is. Whatever withholding injuries are, that fine will be what it is. It may just be a financial situation. Obviously, not going to be no draft picks, nothing crazy or suspensions or anything like that, but probably more of a financial burden to whatever the situation may or may not be.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild how that all kind of went down.
It is.
Uh,
It's still unfortunate too because he had a great game, and then now he made a mistake on an interview, and then he had to be,
Now he got he
guarded.
got to
Got
answer.
to answer
Yeah,
to all that
because
instead
he
of
made
talking about his great game. You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah. No, that's facts. Almost kind of, it's kind of funny, like kind of hand in hand with like the kind of Shannon Sharpe. You got to deal with the consequences of your
yeah,
actions. You know what I mean? Of what
he had
was
a good
done
he had a good
before.
afternoon though. Shannon had a good afternoon though.
Oh yeah, Shannon had a great afternoon.
Before that,
Yeah. No, he had a great afternoon.
great.
He
He
had to,
definitely.
what I mean? He had to limp away, like, oh, you know. what's
He was like,
what's
"Did they
you
hear
ever
me?
see
Did they hear it? What
what's
did they
that movie
hear?"
called? What's that movie called? Oh, with Joe Torre. Is that How to Be a Player?
How to be a player, Joe Torre. You mean with Bellamy?
Bill Bellamy?
Bill Bellamy. That's how to be a player. Yeah.
No, that wasn't the John. Oh, what's that John with Joe Torre? Um, it was with Keisha Campbell. I mean Tisha Campbell.
And Joe Torre.
Oh man, what's that John called? and his name was Clyde, and he was what the hold on real quick. Joe Torre. I'm a movie dude, so
Was it with Jamie Foxx?
nah, I don't think Jamie Foxx was in it.
That was Davis.
Sprung.
Sprung?
Yeah, you ever see the movie Sprung?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember when he was with the chick, what was her name? Shaniqua or whatever? And and he was sitting there in his drawers, he's just sitting there, you're a bad man. Yeah, we did it again. We did it again. That's how Unc walked away from that. We did it. We did it again.
We did it again.
We put another one in the Hall of Fame.
They definitely talked about that. That's for
sure. I'm telling you, make Stallion. Watch out for the Ocho and the Stallion. You know what I mean? She might, he might have to like, baby, you hurt me. This ain't no, it's the real deal. It's not a pony show.
That's what he said. That's what he told
It's
Ocho.
a real stallion over here. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Find them dudes, man, and let's move on. But yeah.
Yeah, they should be. They should be for sure. They should. I think it should be severe. I think they should be made an example of. Or you don't do that, especially with a player of CMC's caliber. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? You know what I mean?
I agree.
What are we doing? And y'all went out there and beat the shit out of the Jets too. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what. Rodgers looked good though. I've never been I felt like Rodgers is overrated, but that arm is special, bro.
Yeah, he just mobility is slow. Mobility definitely took an impact though. He didn't look like he's moving
42, 43.
I mean,
yeah,
they didn't look good to me.
Speaking of that, speaking of them boys over there, and Jets, Jets. What are you doing, bro? With this joint come up, going a little sluggish here. We got so many people in here. My joint kind of running a little slow. Sorry for the slowness here. What are you doing with that man though? Hassan Reddick right now continues to hold out. Reddick will forfeit $800,000 for every game he misses. He has already accumulated over $5 million in mandated fines over the summer. This was from 94 WIP via Adam Schefter. So Hassan ain't playing, and I agree he should be getting paid what his due worth is. The Jets knew this already when they traded for him, and we already had talked about this on another episode. More than likely, the conversation with Joe Douglas was like, we're going to re-sign you. We're going to give you what you do. He would have never got traded. He would have never agreed to the trade if they weren't going to give him a new deal to have him being paid as he should be. Jets seemed like that wasn't the case. They gave him a deal that wasn't guaranteed or a deal, nothing with incentives to get him up to the number that he feels appropriate. Reddick didn't like that and went to Japan, came back, and now he's sitting out and has over $5 million in fines as of right now and does not seem to not going to be coming back anytime soon. What's your take on this, bro? Like we've seen holdouts before. The most recent one I can think about is probably like Le'Veon Bell. The most one I can kind of think of. It kind of happened crazy standing on business. Do you think, or how long you hold out it's going to last?
Yeah, man. I'm with him. I'm with Hassan Reddick here. It sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
I'll say it is a lot of money.
People don't realize that, but he's going to get that money back. So he's taking a stance here. He's not Le'Veon Bell, where he's a running back and he has all that wear and tear that they got to talk about and all that stuff. He's a rush in defender who him and only one other player in the NFL over the past 3 years has had double digit sacks, and that's him and Myles Garrett, who's probably one of the best edge rushers, along with TJ Watt. So I think he's okay. I mean, I'm sure he has money that he ain't got to worry about. This is a loss of money, but I think he's going to get that money on the back end. And his agent's going to negotiate that. Like, listen, this is the money he lost. This is the money he's going to recoup on the front end. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll get the money back. What is the Jets doing, though? That's the question. Why would you do that? That's the biggest issue. So I think the Jets are really at fault here. They really try to get him as a rental. That's what they really try to do. Go for a run because they got Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers back and pick him up on that contract that he was on with the Eagles and use him as a rental and probably wasn't going to pay him in the future anyway. That's what really was probably going down. If not, Hassan would have stayed with the Philadelphia Eagles and would have been on his team right now, unless somebody else was going to pay him that money that he wanted. So I get him. I know he's frustrated. I wouldn't step a foot into that place because they did him dirty. And the only reason a player does this, it has not even showed up, period, to that facility yet, is because they did him dirty. That's the only way. That's the only way. They must have did him real dirty. My opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like I said, Joe Douglas had came out before and said that they did offer him a contract, but turned it down. And my assumption is that the contract wasn't good enough. It didn't pay him like a top 5, and if it did, it wasn't guaranteed. It was probably incentive based, and it was only for the 1 year, like you said, in terms of a rental. So I agree with him, even though in the NFL years he's on the wrong side of 30. Which I think he's turning 31. So I think he's 30 now and he's turning 31. But that's just the way they look at pass rushers. And eventually the decline is coming. He's not, and I wouldn't consider him an all-time great, but he's a really, really, really good player. And he's done it at multiple teams and multiple levels. I think the only person to ever have double-digit sacks for 4 different teams, if I'm not mistaken, is he owns that record. So, but people don't hold him as high as the Myles Garrett's or the T.J. Watts or even the Max Crosby's and Nick Bosa's of the NFL. So he's like that tier lower, even though his numbers puts him, I think, firmly third in that hierarchy. T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, and then Hassan Reddick. But if he goes to the Jets, they are a real contender. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's where I'm confused on the Jets part. Like, you made this trade to make the run, like you said, whether it was a 1-year rental or not. So you need him in Jets uniform playing. Now, I think the fans are going to boo him if he ever comes out on the field, to be real with you. But, I mean, I think I understand, what he's doing. And he should be. We're talking about going to 18 games. So, I mean, Dak Prescott just became the highest paid player in the NFL. Was it a year? What is 60 million he get? What did he get? 60?
260.
Right? It was 60.
260 million extension. So I think it puts him over the 60 mark a year.
So, yeah, it puts him over the 60-year mark. So, yeah, man, I think that he deserves every bit of penny that he's looking for. I take him back in a heartbeat, bro.
Because if he does go out there and play,
you put him back on the Eagles, we going to the bowl. Broad Street, here we come.
Yeah,
we are going back to the chip.
You were going
to on the Eagles.
The Jets should never have traded for him. They weren't going to give him the extension like he wanted. That's it. Because what happens is now Hassan Reddick is kind of in a tough spot because say he doesn't go out there and perform for the Jets, or what I'm saying, then now, now the money's changing, right? Like, so it's like, nah, I can only hurt myself by coming out here on a contract that is not what I want and playing on this 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying? Versus me just holding out. Because my last tape is what my last tape is. Y'all know I can ball. Y'all know how many games he missed last year? Still had double-digit sacks. He missed 4 games?
He had 12 sacks and it was a bad year. He had 12 sacks in a bad year.
And he had a broken arm,
talking
right?
About?
Broken hand or broken wrist or something like that for the first 4 games.
Yeah. 12 sacks. Reddick didn't do nothing. Motherfucker had 12 sacks in a bad year. He had a bad year. Like, it's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's a dog. He's a player.
And he's a hometown kid.
Guy,
so hometown kid. So you know I'm gonna represent. And I think, hey, stand 10 toes, Hassan, till they pay you.
For
sure.
Know
what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think you got leverage in this situation. Obviously, you feel like you do too. Your agent feel like you do too, and that's why you're holding out and risking all this money. $800,000 is a lot of money to be risking, but hey, you feel like you're worth more than that a game. So go get it.
Yeah, These cats getting smarter with the financial literacy too. So I think he's all right. I think he's all right. All right. So we got some more stories to talk about. Now, this one, fortunately, is on the more serious note. A big issue going on in our country with divide, race, things that we know about, things that people don't like to talk about. But these are the cold, hard facts of where we are in today's society. And I'm not sure that we've been more divided than we ever have been. But this is a scenario where I think two faults happen in the Tyreek Hill situation. And I think Tyreek was wrong, in my opinion. I don't know what the Florida laws was. I put a tweet up. I should have put it up here. I'll see if I can get it real quick here. I put a tweet up responding to Acho, Manuel Acho, about the whole Tyreek situation when it first popped off. And bro, I mean, I got so much like hate on it, which is cool. It had 1.5 million views on my one tweet. I'm gonna get it up for y'all so you know I'm not capping y'all. And what I said was that I think there was two at faults. Tyreek should have kept his window rolled down, and the cops used excessive force for no particular reason, just because they felt like Tyreek didn't comply in the way that they wanted him to comply. So to those cops, they can go suck a dick. But at the same time, Tyreek was not open. Like the conversation started off the wrong way. Because what the first thing, if you listen to the video, what's the first thing Tyreek said was, "Don't knock on my window like that." And if I'm the cop, I'm just like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to right now? Like, I'm pulling you over because you broke the law. Oh, I feel like you broke the law, and now you're combative already out the gate, and now we got kind of a problem. So the body cam footage had came out of the whole incident. Now, what you guys might have not have seen because there's been so much commentary and so much stuff, and now Shannon Sharpe's whole thing is now taking over anything rival. The Tyreek Hill thing kind of got maybe like pushed down a little bit. Maybe that was by design. Who knows?
Good.
Now you think, right? Like, ain't nobody like, yeah, hey, you know, some crazy shit out here, bro. Like how things happen.
Like,
you gotta hit like 5 buttons to go on IG Live. You know what I mean? So, but you know, in that whole incident, though, I felt like Tyreek should have kept his window down. People were coming at my neck saying that he don't got to keep his window down. But if a cop is at my window, like there's no way I'm putting my tent up and my window up once I hand him my information. When he's still at the window, he didn't leave. Now, was he going to turn and leave? Possibly, because he was moving around. I think he went in front to check Tyreek's tags to make sure that they were good, and he was moving, and Tyreek rolled up the window. And then when Tyreek rolled up the window, what cop do? He said, "Put your window down." He took at least 10 seconds to roll that window down, at least. And if you count 10 seconds out loud with somebody standing there with you, 10 seconds is a long time, because not only did he knock on the door or knock on the window for Tyreek to not put it down, he looked back at the other cop and looked back that then he asked again for not believing, or he said, "You got to step outside." So with that being said, that's where Tyreek made the mistake. In my opinion, who knows what he was doing? You had limo tent on that John. So who knows what was in the car? Maybe you were shook. Maybe you had an issue. Not saying you did or you didn't, but that's where you fucked up. Real time, like big time, in my opinion. So let me get the tweet real quick. And then you guys still with us. I will show you the video and why he was actually pulled over And actually, the benefit of the doubt kind of goes to the cop here, because when you look at the footage, there's no volume, there's no sound, but you could see that he definitely was speeding in this incident here, especially with the game. And at the games they have those speed limits and stuff like that. People are walking across the street everywhere with their kids. So it was an unfortunate situation. I think Tyreek's kind of come out. He wished he could have handled it differently. And I get it. Us as black men don't trust the fucking cops at all. Just keeping it a bean. So it's already a bad dynamic. We've seen so many videos of us getting killed, getting pushed down, getting hurt, whatever. So that's not a healthy relationship that we have right now with law enforcement. And not every cop is not bad, but there are a lot of bad cops out there. So here's the tweet real quick. Did it come up? There we go. Oh, my bad. Like I said, 1.5 million views. Two faults here. Tyreek can't roll up his window. Cops use excessive force. Cops have no idea what Tyreek is doing with tinted windows up like that, but they could have asked him to get out the car too. Now they did. I was kind of mistaken at that, but they just told him to get out the car instead of saying, hey, you have your window up. Can you please get out the car? And just do it in a different manner. It was more like demanding. But here's a new speeding video that I promised of the situation. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think when you see this video. There's no sound on this, by the way. We got too many people out here, man.
It's not loading up. There we go.
There it is. All right, so let me take it back because he already passed them. Sorry, y'all. All right. There we go. So that's him right here. Look at the cars on the left. You see the cars kind of going regular traffic. There's Tyreek right there. Now look at the cop. Now look how fast the cop has to go to catch him. Now you can't tell how fast he's going. Maybe 60, maybe 70. But he's got to whip through different, and Tyreek could be late. So he could be speeding. Right?
What's your speeding? Move forward.
Now he tells him pulling over. He was speeding. Go forward.
And his window was down then, wasn't it?
I think that's. Yeah, it was down then. Yeah, it was down. It was down there. Now there's another video of the actual other body cam. But I thought this was a real interesting video. I'm gonna bring it back one more time, just so people can see it, because I think it was a little choppy. So you see the cops kind of sitting there. Obviously, the stadium, going to the stadiums on the left. You know how they do the barricades and stuff like that when there's a game. But you see like how traffic is kind of a little bit slower. Tyreek obviously is in a Ferrari. So, it's kind of zipping. But I think the thing is that you got to notice is that how fast the cop has to go to catch up to him. Now, you can't see really. He's on a bike, so who knows? But, he was speeding and he got pulled over. Like, what are you going to do? And I'm not sure.
Move forward.
He asked how fast he was going. I'm not sure. Like, this is, we're talking about Miami. So in Miami, Ferraris could be like Camrys down there. You know what I mean? Like these cars, in like LA, I think in LA, you've been to LA. I've never been to LA, but LA, you see, Phantoms and Maybachs, like they're like Hondas out there. So seeing this car here, does it know it's Tyreek? I want to ask you a question because me and my man were going back and forth about this. Do you think that now? I think we all know the question. If that was a uh, uh, a different race, a Caucasian man, this would have been a little. This obviously would have been different. I don't think a Caucasian man would have said, "Why are you knocking on my window like that?"
Well, hold
But
on. Let's not do that. 'Cause that does happen. That does happen. But
no,
I
I'm
get
not
what you're
saying it
saying.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I think the likelihood of that is lower. I think, in my opinion.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, no, I've seen videos, bro. They be the cops too. I get it. Do
Yeah.
you think it? But what my man was going with is that this cop and these cops knew that was Tyreek Hill. Like he's a like.
Well, I mean, there's a
Do you
process.
think his
So
celebrity should have got him out
absolutely, yeah,
of
I do.
this?
I do think a celebrity should have probably. I mean, if he's going to get a ticket, get a ticket. Maybe now that since Tyreek was being a little bit more combative and not more um, earning a right to get a pass by his actions prior to what happened later, right? Like that all plays in effect. I think once they run his information, they know it's Tyreek Hill. So you're never just walking up to a car without running their information. They're going to run your tags. Your tag's going to show you're registered to whatever is registered to Tyreek Hill. So they're going to know once they pulled and ran their tags, assuming that that car belongs to Tyreek. Then obviously once you come up to the car, the window was down. I mean, to your point, the window was down when you were talking to him before you even pulled over. So then now that I pulled you over, now your windows is up. So when he knocks on your window,
That's what I'm saying, man.
right? I'll try to put myself in other people's shoes. Yes, I don't want to lose the attention on how black men and black people, but especially black men, are treated by the police. Not all police, right? It's not across the board. But I've gotten the conversation from my parents or from my mother. I've gotten the conversations about
Of course.
how to interact with police. And my message and what I do, I overcompensate so issues like this does not escalate. Meaning my windows are down, my hands are on the steering wheel, my ID and my
Yep.
registration is in front of me so I don't have to reach for anything. I don't want to give an officer any excuse to feel threatened by me because the society, media has shaped us black men to be dangerous individuals. That's what it is. So the perception of an individual, police officer or not, that's approaching a situation that has to do with the person that's of my skin color, sometimes have reserve versus others. I think in this case, Tyreek didn't help himself because of the way he handled the "don't knock on my window like that," not rolling his window down, X, Y, and Z. So now the cop already having probably prejudgment on whatever, which he shouldn't, but we're all people. We all have a bias or some type of prejudice to whoever. Once that demand was not owned, now the power dynamic comes in play. So now he understands, oh, that's Tyreek Hill. So now he wants to play his power card, but I have the power in this situation. So it just escalated to where it did not
Yeah.
have to go,
It was
right?
just
The
the one
pulling
cop.
him,
The one cop was an asshole.
right? But I put on everybody because now you have two others that's just witnessing this craziness that's happening, right? Like that's at some
Yeah.
point you have to. The police are supposed to be trained to learn how to de-escalate situations, not infuriate them, not heighten the issues. The police heighten this issue, and I see this happen on tape, on videos all the time, where situations that doesn't need to be heightened because you don't feel like you respected you the way you wanted to be respected gets taken to another level. And that's where the cops are responsible because they did not have to drag him out their car like that, put him face down on the ground, pushing, wrapping his arm behind his back, push him back down when he tells you that he has a knee injury or had knee surgery. Like it was just a point where the cops did not have to take it, but it already passed that power dynamic. And it was like, this, you're going to do what the fuck I tell you to do. And that's the problem.
There we go. Now this is the other body.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why you have it?
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
like right
that's
there, you heard him. You heard
that's
Tyreek
not
saying, "Don't knock on my window like that."
Right.
No,
That's not
that's
not
too.
the way
Yeah, that's
you're
not
supposed to.
smart.
And especially people like us. So we and that's to Tyreek's point right after
Right.
that, he said, "What if it wasn't me?" Right? Well, yeah, if it wasn't you, they'd probably be in a bigger situation. Um, but at the same time, you said on your mama that you didn't do nothing. And yeah, maybe you did not earn to be pushed and put down, but you also wasn't compliant. And these are the options. This is possible. What can happen when you're not compliant? It is unfortunate. I think, like you said, I think your comments right. Like I think it was two sides. I think both can be right. I think Tyreek could have handled it better, and obviously the ownership of the responsibility of how the situation escalated is on the police, and they need to be reprimanded, suspended, because this is not what they're training you to do. There's no way they're training you to do that. And if they are training you to do that, then there
Facts.
needs to be a a discussion
Internal
further,
investigation.
internal investigation on what Dade County is training their police officer to do. But this, yeah,
Yeah,
they may have the reason to have to pull him out the car or or detain him, but not the way they did, right? Like you still got to go deeper to how they handled the situation. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we
I'll
just got to do
finish.
better. But for us, we got to do better as individuals, especially black men. Like everybody that's listening, don't live to see the next day. At the end of the day, cop come in, hey, comply. It is not do nothing with pride. Give them the stuff they ask for. Don't say nothing that you don't need to say. And if it is, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, officer. Just respect. Like you would want somebody to respect you and your job, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he wants respect at his job. You don't want people, you know what I mean, haggling you at your job and all that stuff. So do the same thing for the person that's doing their job as a police officer. But the police officer has to have his own control because he's trained to have control. And he'll have to deal with those consequences because what he did to Tyreek was not acceptable. What they did to Tyreek was not acceptable. All three of them, or four of them.
So this is where I think the problem happened.
Hey,
He looked.
keep your window.
See the windows up. Like you tripping, bro.
Yeah, he told him do what you gotta do and rolled his window up.
And he rolled his window up. So he knocks on the window. We're at 30 seconds. This is when the next time he pulls his window down.
Window down.
Looks back. Window still up. It's a
Hey.
long time.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm
Right? We're at almost 14 seconds before you put the window down. That's a long time, in my opinion, for you to comply. You know what I mean? So to me, in my head, like if that was me, like you said, putting yourself in your shoes, I'm moving shit around in my car. So you can't see shit. Whether it was some weed, maybe it was an unlicensed gun, whatever. Like that's what's going through my head. Because this joint, he got limo tent. That joint jet black. That joint was at what we go 0%?
Yeah, I mean,
gonna
it
get
looked
you
like
out of the car.
clear.
As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Get out of the car. Give me your ass.
So this motherfucker right here is the nut.
Yeah,
right here.
he's on a power trip. This one.
Yeah, he's on a power trip.
But he's also watching Tyreek being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right.
Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
See, right now,
What part of blood don't you understand?
That's too much.
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin.
Tell you that country boy. God damn, tweet.
but you know what? It just doesn't have to go this far, and that's the thing. That's what
When we
happens.
tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All
late.
right, bro. Take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew. Hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. Can you stop crying?
bro. Y'all
Don't move.
good.
That's
beating on
the
my
cop
window
in
like
the back,
you crazy.
acting like a fucking nut.
Set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn. Hold on, pull to the side, bro.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey.
So here's another thing that we were talking about. I think the cops again are wrong, like you said, messing with their power. Where
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
That's too much.
I just had
it's too
surgery
much.
on my knee, bro.
I just had you in your ears when we got there with the window down.
Chill, bro.
yeah, this
Hey, don't do,
boy.
bro.
Hype.
Hey, call through.
Yeah, see, like
Call
the
through.
you know what I mean, like
Hey, call through.
now I think that
Call through.
you can't obviously you can't get too close
bro.
because the cops will feel unsafe,
Hey,
but they have a
call
right
through,
to
bro.
be
Just call
there
through.
though. Is the problem.
Hey.
Like he has a right to be there. Now he could bitch and complain about him move. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He has a right to be there. That could be his family. You don't know. He don't gotta keep fucking driving.
Don't park there, man. Just get in the car.
Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket. Hey,
I'm
you're
not
in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
I'll take that.
You gotta
See
move
this
right now.
see this boy.
You get a ticket too. Let me have your license. You get a ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license.
leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
What's going on,
Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Hey,
in the car and leave.
You're
Like, this boy acting like a fucking
Let me have your
nut.
license. Your license right now.
Sir,
Hey, your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now.
Lock him up for what?
Told me to.
Your
You know what I'm saying? Like this is like
license right
this
now.
has actually happened to
You're
me,
dealing with
bro.
now. Your license right now.
This is actually happening. They actually, I got arrested. Well, I didn't go down, but they put me in the back of the squad car because they felt like I was too close. So
I mean,
he
just-
told me to move, and I said no. I don't have to move. I can watch from here. I'm not close or nothing. He's like, no, move. And then next thing you know, he put the cuffs on me. You know what I mean?
you should know your rights, right? You probably do have rights. I'm sure if John, I think that's John Smith. If John Smith would have said to him, if he knew his rights, what it was, like I can do this, I can do that, blah blah blah, he probably would fall back. At the end of the day, the guy went on a power trip. He's probably super, and obviously his pressure's up. He's trying to control whatever he's trying to control. He's out of control. Like I said, this is why I think those cops need to be reprimanded. The camera that we're seeing, that guy wasn't doing much of anything. He was pretty much trying to be like a little bit more like
just navigating. He's just navigating.
But then tell your guys to calm down. Like, hey,
Yeah,
I got this.
You never see a cop do that.
Right. That's the problem. That's why I have a problem with cops. Because it's either that I'm outranking you or they don't want to step in because they don't want to be. It's all one for all. No matter if they're running off a cliff, they're all going to run off the cliff together.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Even when somebody's doing something wrong, something dirty, and you're seeing it, and you're not making action. Going back to George Floyd, like how did y'all allow that to happen? How? It's 5 of y'all. How did y'all allow that to happen? Explain that to me. Without somebody saying, hey, I got this from here. You still can do your job. Hey, take a break. Take a break. Let me take this. That's what that's what we do. That's what teams do. If you're on a football field, the same thing. Like, hey, come over. Let me talk to you for a second. I need a sub you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel like the cops should be able to work together in those situations because sometimes things get heated. And I think we both can get in that situation. And hopefully we got a good friend around them before we make bad mistakes, right? Like we in the club, we get in a situation, somebody talking stuff or somebody step on your shoe and you ready to hype up and get all upset. But hopefully the homie like, yo, chill, bro.
On your Pumas.
On your Pumas. You know what I mean? Like, bro, chill. Like pull you to the side, like, yo, chill. What's up? What's up with you?
Yeah.
And de-escalate. Cops don't do that. They just ride. And they ride and they watch. And that's my issue. And that's why I think all 4 of them need to be disciplined. At the same time that's being said, Tyreek did not help himself in this situation because it could have been real easy. He could have had that window down. It could have been easy. Told cop, like, listen, my bad, bro. I'm running late for a meeting. I'm Tyreek. Now you use your celebrity. I'm Tyreek Hill. Like, what do you need? I shouldn't have been speeding here. Here's my information. If you got to give me a ticket, cool. I get it. I just got to make this meeting. I'm sure to do.
What do you think that ticket was? I I
Who
think
cares?
they
It's
actually
Tyreek
put it
Hill.
up. They
don't give
put
a
the
shit.
ticket. It was like
Nigga.
$175.
It don't even matter. That's what. But
Yeah.
the way he took it was, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. It was dismissive. It was not
Yeah.
rolling your window down. I told you. So he created. I don't want to say it's his fault,
Tension. He
but
created
he
tension.
created this situation to be where it is. The cops just took it to another level that did not need to be, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. It was, but I mean, the comments, like like when you put something on the internet, it goes viral, and people just go off. I mean, I got people bookmarking it, like you said, over 52,000 likes, 1.5 million views.
Mm.
So if you don't think I'm like that we not about that here at Money Pot Betting, you better check the record. We got receipts everywhere. So this is not the first time I had something go viral before on my comments, and a lot of people comment and conversate. And that's what it's about, right? That's what social media is about. It's like just having the conversation out there with the open world. So
And one more thing too, before we
yeah.
got to move off. Listen, complying don't mean it ain't a pride thing. It ain't a pride thing. I think that's what happens. A lot of people feel like, oh, me by complying or answering to somebody is making me a smaller individual. No, that's being aware, right? And you getting out of a situation, navigating through the situation, right? Like trying to figure out the best way to get past this situation. If a cop comes, pulls you over, bro, have your shit out, be ready to go. No sudden moves. Roll the windows down.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. It's simple. It don't take much. Yes, sir. Hey, I didn't know, man. I was having a bad day or whatever. It's like let them, because when they're coming in, when they see you, they already having a prearranged motion of who you are because they may have seen 35 other people prior to you, but you can change their mind ultimately at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Of oh damn, well he wasn't like the rest of these motherfuckers I just dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Dade County. You know who I got to deal with all day?
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of you motherfuckers that look just like you that I gotta be just like this for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how many guys he done seen. Unfortunately, that's the situation. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, just do the best you can do.
Get yourself home.
Swallow your pride for a second. Get through this
Get yourself
moment.
home.
Take your ticket. Half the time, these guys ain't gonna write you a ticket. Especially if you can't come at them differently. They might be like, you know what? Hey, this is a warning. You know how many warnings I got, bro?
Yeah.
Because
No,
I surprised the cops when they come to my window. They're like, damn, okay. I was ready to, you know what I'm saying? But okay, you a cool dude. I know you ain't got no record, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. Cool. Yeah, listen, slow down. Slow down, bro.
Yeah. Got a couple warnings and a couple of Jones. They didn't pull me over a couple of times. I used to have a 745, so got pulled over a couple times.
I hear that. I had my 22s,
But
Dodge Charger, brand new.
But I was going like 90, 95 in that thing. So you know what I mean? It was.
You're getting a ticket.
I did. I got a big ticket. It was like 200. It was over 200. Yeah, it was over like 2 something.
But you ain't gotta have your face in the ground. Just take the ticket. You did it. Hey, listen.
Yeah. I don't think he thought the car was mine. That's what
like Tyreek, come on, bro. You know you were speeding, talking about how fast I was going.
Yeah. You know he was speeding. Yeah. He looked like he was going probably like 75 in a 45. I mean, that's reckless driving by standards for the most part. Reckless driving. They could take your car and lock you up for that time, going that fast over. It might not seem like much because we're so used to moving, but that's the law. So, you know what I mean? So we talked about Tyreek. Oh man, we had so much fun with Shannon Sharpe. Just one more time. This is my favorite one. Going in the Hall of Fame.
Is when you lay your head on that pill at night. I gave you everything I had.
You did.
I gave you everything I had.
Gave you everything I had. Left it all on the field, coach. Left it all on the field.
He sure did.
He sure enough did, man. Oh man, Shannon Sharpe. Really interesting though, his response. And like you said, it kind of showed you the person, Tom Brady. We talked about Jason Mason. I don't have anything else. I know we talked about Angel Reese shutting it down and Watson. Did you want to talk about any of those two? I feel like
No, I mean,
kind of old
obviously
news.
salute to the women's basketball. I think they had a great year. I think those two women kind of led the charge this year for them. And
Is it
you
playoff
know,
time for
playoffs
WNBA?
start I think next week or 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
So I think we've gave them a lot of props on the show.
I've
Um,
talked a lot about Caitlin Clark. Lead the conversation.
I think there's only
First
two
thing,
things I wanted to just chat about. Obviously, is Watson the worst contract deal ever in NFL history? Is that has to be the worst contract of all time? I know Russell, number one overall draft pick, was probably the worst draft pick bust, but is Watson the worst trade and contract fully guaranteed of all time?
it's looking like it. And he's got another sexual allegation that kind of came up too. So it's again, like I said, football is the gift that keeps on giving with some of these highlights and these stories that keep coming out. I think he had settled 23 out of 24. This one's kind of, I guess, small in terms of the other ones. Maybe if it's settlement deals, this one's just for $1 million, but it just won't go away. And not even that; it's showing in his performance on the field. He is a shell of himself.
Mm,
And what is he? Mid late 20s,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Like he's not even close. Like some of these elite guys are playing into their 40s. So for him to fall from grace this bad and this fast, and it's not the injury anymore. He got the shoulder fix. It can't be really the run game with Nick Chubb because Flacco didn't have no run game either. He didn't have no, he didn't really have all the receivers that they have now. So yeah, I think you're right. I do. I think you're right. I think it's going to go down as the worst contract ever from a quarterback perspective. It'll never be done again. He effed it up. They'll never get any type of fully guaranteed contract like that. And the crazy thing is that they have a team that can make a run. They really do. They have, that is a Super Bowl caliber defense coming back, and you just got to be okay. You don't even got to be good. You don't have to be Deshaun Watson.
right,
But you
right.
just got to be okay. And he can't even make that bar. And I think
Yeah,
it's everything's weight on him, right? If you think about it, he had got the sexual allegations. He was out for a year, came back, then got hurt, saw another guy with success, and now he's coming back off surgery. And it's still, he still can't find that magic that he had in Texas when he had nobody in the Texans. It was just him.
hmm
It was nobody on that team. I mean, I guess is that far as JJ Watt, was JJ Watt on those teams?
JJ
I
Watt
think
was on there. I mean, offensively, it was nobody yet.
yeah, but it was offensively, it was nobody.
Right.
So, and he was everything. So, and he's not even close. Like,
Yeah, he
not
looks.
even running. Like, what he had, like 90. What he finished with, like 140 yards or something crazy. 2 picks, no interceptions.
It
He's
looked bad.
averaging only 3.6 yards per pass in the last game. Like it's down there with with Danny Jones, man. Like he is bad. It's real
Yeah,
bad. Real bad.
yeah, I
And it's
agree. I was thinking that. I was like, man, I mean, the Browns have gotten nothing out of him besides chaos ultimately. And yeah, I
they
wanted to
can't do
root for him.
nothing. They can't do nothing with him. They can't
Yeah,
because of the contract.
yeah,
Like if they dropped him, they would. I think it was like 172 million against the cap. Like that's insane.
they
This is not
handcuff.
close to
But
Russell.
but what do you do if he continues to play like this? Say you give him 2 more weeks, you just got to go another route and just got to chalk up that money at the end of the day. Like like you said, you got a team that could make a run, at least a playoff run. Defensively, they can kind of hold it
That's a lot
down.
of money. That's a lot of money to sit, bro. I
I
don't know if
mean,
you
but
can pull that.
but are you gonna just destroy the whole? I mean, it's more than just him on the field. It's the same thing with the Giants. Like how long are the Giants gonna stay with Daniel Jones? He
I think
can't
after
play.
this year they can actually get off Jones. I think this is the year they can actually get off him. They
Yeah,
can take the hit
I'm
after
saying, but
this
either
year.
way, you still have a season that's ahead of you. You still got 16 more games. It's like, okay, we're not going to go through this nonsense for 16 games. You destroy that whole team.
Yeah.
Like, what are these guys going out there to play for or walking out there to risk their injury for if this is the person that's leading us? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm not risking my life, my career for this guy. that don't care, or is just not good enough.
It's just not good enough. I don't. Yeah, and I think this.
Speaking of not good enough, how about them Colorado Buffaloes?
And that's I think that's a great segue, you know, as well with NFL and college football. Make sure I will post the video up here. It'll cover up both sides, but we will be posting the video live for college football and NFL bets coming up tomorrow at noon. So if you're going to be watching this replay, make sure you guys click on those videos. Check those out. This is fun. We talk about what's going on again in the sporting world, pop culture, and if we can find some gambling stories. But the bread and butter is making bets and teaching people how to win money doing sports betting. So,
Which we did really well, by the way. I think we were.
You did. Maryland
Maryland
got me. Maryland hurt me. Maryland hurt me. So I think
my major plays we had put them in there. So hopefully they followed.
Yeah.
Packers first quarter. Navy was the big one.
Yeah, I think you had a great week. You had a really good week last week. So, and then the great thing about it is transparency, right? We talk about the wins, talk about the losses just as well. You know, we do this as a side game, been doing it well over 10 years. We have 20 years between us easily in terms of sports betting. So we know what we're talking about. We're not professional bettors, but we do this as a side hustle and we make money on the side as well. So if that's what you like to hear, if that's what you want to hear, and that's what you need help with and learning how to navigate that, again, make sure, hit the videos. Check us out. Video receipts everywhere. I can't stress that enough. A lot of people put up, they win this and win that and do this and do that, but we got receipts. So you can't beat that. So with that being said, man, it was a fun night talking Shannon Sharpe and other stories that we had. And it was a fun night too, getting more serious and kind of really looking at that Tyreek Hill situation and what that kind of uncovers. But it is getting late. Motherfuckers got to get up to work tomorrow. I'm Moss Money. That's Be Humble. This is Gambling Nights. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 o'clock for our NFL Week 2 and college football Week 3 best bets. Make sure you tune in. We'll see you tomorrow.